Hello, everyone. It's me, Tosh, and I'm here with my good girlfriend, Sandra C. And you guys, we are super excited about today's episode. I think it's more than enough. Ooh. It's like more than enough. Yes. Yeah. Enough is going to be part of my mantra. Yes. For the rest of the year. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. But before we get into it, we must do what we do. You ready? What we do best. It's the bust down, Jesus, and everything in between.
It's our kitchen.
Oh, it's a conversation.
It's everything.
It's the bust down. All right. So what are we here with? Oh, we are here with a special lady. Yes. Her name is Miss Tonia Grant. And if you don't know her,
You about to find out.
ooh,
But I got a feeling y'all know her.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. She is well known in locally for having an amazing boutique. It's called Bag It Up Boutique. Yes. And she also has a campaign that talks about empowering women.
Yeah.
It's called The Enough. That's why it's going to be my mantra. I'm enough.
Yes.
Yes. So we want to welcome her. Not only is she a business owner, a trailblazer.
Yeah.
She's also a wife, a mother, a GG. And she's also a member of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated.
Let's go.
We are more than honored to and pleased to have you today. So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So today our word is overcoming. And overcoming just means dealing with the problem and you become successful at it. You don't stay there. Yeah.
I got some things I need to overcome.
Yes.
So I got some problems. Like the fact that they got on heels and I don't.
Yeah.
Well, she got on heels. That's another problem.
Right. So, but before we get into it with Miss Tanya, we want to start off by asking you to tell us what your bust down is.
Okay, so my name is Tonia Grant.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
Tonia Grant. I'm the proud owner of Bag It Up Boutique. My bust down was stepping out on faith.
Ooh, okay.
In 2006, I opened a brick and mortar for Bag It Up Boutique.
Yes.
The inspiration came from my love for fashion. I know that may sound cliche, but I took a entrepreneur class at ULR my senior year in college, and we had to create a website. And so I was already intrigued by fashion. I was like, well, let's do a website with fashion.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have some bags.
Yeah.
We'll add some clothes to it.
Yeah.
So my team was like, okay. So from that day, I was always inspired and knew you probably can do this.
Mm-hmm.
You probably could do this. I was so afraid. I went home. I told my husband, I was like, I'm going to open up a store. I'm going to get some stuff. You could just throw it in the bag. And we was like, Bag It Up Boutique. So initially, it was supposed to be things that you can put in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
So like your wallet, keychain, you going to the beach, a beach takeout, that type of thing. But once we went to market, it just turned into a whole vibe.
Okay.
With my boutique, I've always catered to plus size fashion.
Okay.
I've always been a curvy girl. In the 6th grade, I was size 12.
And they built I ain't here.
So I was always intrigued by why people did not have plus size fashion.
Yeah.
I used to go to boutiques all the time. It would stop at a 12. Some would fit, some would, but I'm pushing it because I want to stand out and be different.
Mm-hmm.
And I started going to market. Then when I started going, it was a lot of stripes and florals.
No slack.
That's not the look that I'm looking for. And we went out to Las Vegas to Magic. And that's when I saw the plus size fashion take a turn. So from that point, I've always been really into making sure I'm able to build confidence through fashion and that we look good, and understanding as a plus size girl, it doesn't make you any different from anyone else.
Yeah.
You can still be fashionably cute and embracing what you have.
Yeah.
And so sometimes they'll be like, do you have something with the Smiths? No, baby, we don't sell all in. we do a little bigger boo. Okay, doing all that. So I just wanted to be able to bring that to the community, but also still have sizes small through extra large for the dolls that love me. Yeah.
I love that. I love the fact. So you said two things that just really resonated with me. You said it all started from you were in class, you took a class your senior year, and you had an idea and you talked to your team, and it was just supposed to be things that you were going to be able to fit into your bag. So there was a thought, a situation that pushed you to move this way. And then you said how your husband was in the background being a cheerleader.
Yeah, and my mom. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, my support system. I didn't know there's not a manual to tell you how to be a business owner. There's like gatekeeping, so people just don't share. So I tell people, I took a lot of lessons
Yes.
along the way. I wouldn't necessarily call them losses, but I spent a lot of money, learned a lot of lessons along the way. But I believe when you're passionate about something, you just continue to walk in your purpose. So with Bag It Up and Spend, it'll be 18 years.
Wow.
18
Talk about
years.
steadfast.
Yes. We've overcome the pandemic,
Yeah.
COVID, and now in the recession, all of that. So I'm very grateful to be able to still be in this space, to still be able to serve women in your community through fashion. So I love it.
I'm glad that you mentioned that you cater to plus size women, but that's not the only group of individuals that you work with. You make sure that you offer sizes for women that are smaller. So I love that. A lot of times, people that are in a particular, like serve a particular community or size, they only want to focus on that particular group. And so the fact that you want to be able to style everybody,
I love that. And so with my community, my clients, what I found, do you have that in my size? I'm like, no, I got a 1X, 2X, 3X. But why you don't have it in my size? You know, and I have a very large following. So I want to be able to show them the same kind of love that they show me. So I was like, okay, small through 3X it is.
okay,
Small through 3X.
I love it.
Okay. So looking at the fact that you have made it through, like you said, recession, you made it through the pandemic, and you just like an overcomer all the way, right? And knowing that whatever God told you to do, hey, he's going to actually give you the provisions and make sure that he's already in that foresight to make sure you get there. That leads me to your enough year campaign. I want to know what birthed it.
Oh my gosh. So I have my talks with God at 2:00 in the morning. I still read that morning, and I just jot down what he tells me. Now, when I wake up and read it, sometimes I'll be like, no, what this say? What was that supposed to be? And I used to shy away from it because I used to be like, well, what if people don't come? Why am I letting people in my business? I don't want everybody in my business. You know, that type of thing. So I kind of like shied away from it, and it came to me in a vision, and it was enough. It was just enough. And on my lives, I go live every Thursday at 6 for my boutique. I always tell my dolls and me, and you're more than enough for whatever it is that you want to do. Just go do it. Be great, right? So I'm telling them this, and I'm believing that for them, but then I'm scared for me to release. So I let it sit. It birthed June of 2023. I kind of just let it sit, and it just sit in the box. I had it all created. I had a shirt made, a mug, a planner, everything I saw. What he told me, I let it sit. August 2023, I said, it's time. I said, it's time. So when I made the decision to birth the baby, I was in a place where I am now free. So I am free from people's opinion, free of wanting validation, acceptance, all of those things where when I felt that I wanted to do something, I need somebody to tell me it was okay. I needed to make sure that I don't mess up, that it's perfect. And then that day I became free. I didn't care anymore about any of that. So I'm okay with being alone with me. Then, you know what I mean? I can't explain the feeling because everyone is not in that space. And people are still dealing with different things. So what I decided to do was just share my life with my clients to let them know that I'm just like you.
Yeah.
I know when people see you on social media, they be like, man, she got it going on. She look good, but on the inside, on the other side, what people don't see, So I was able to share being a teenage mom. Like before in my life, that was embarrassing to me. Um, and I always felt like I owed my parents more from that day. But then I was like, you know what? I've done everything they wanted me to do. I've completed school. I've gone to college. I've gotten a master. I'm married. I have children. I'm a business owner. I work in corporate America,
Right.
So there is nothing more or greater that I can do to please my parents. And they've always been proud of me, but to hear my dad say, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Like,
That's huge.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
that was a big thing for me.
Oh,
Yeah. And I know they've always been proud, but just to hear it made a difference. So,
and who's saying it?
makes a difference.
Yeah.
Makes a difference. And so when I released about being a teenage mom, people like, oh my gosh, I was too. You start hearing different stories in different situations, and you're not alone, but you don't see people that were teenage mayors with you.
Yeah.
So you can't relate that there is a community of that, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
So I released my story about that. And then I just started the campaign like, hey, I'm just like you. I'm a mom. I'm a Gigi. I'm a wife. Like, I am that everyday girl.
Yeah.
And I'm not just the business owner, but I am that everyday girl. And so with that, it launched the campaign. I wanted to create spaces where people can begin to heal and feel free, release childhood trauma.
Yes.
Kind of be that generational curse breaker. So, yes, August 2023, I was like, it's time. So I made the post about me being a teenage mom. And then it just took off from there. I did a day in a life with me
Okay.
so that my clients can kind of see what my day consists of as a business owner, as a wife, as a mom. And then in December, I did like a private screening for 30 of my clients where they're able to see what it looked like in a day in the life of me. Because what people don't see is that they be like, you be gone all the time. You be busy. Like, girl, there's content. I be sleep. So it's days. I mean, it's a lot of hard work. I still work at 8 to 5. I got laid off last year, June of 2022. I mean, 2023. And I don't know if the box was preparing me for that. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Because the box came, that happened.
Okay.
And I had to sit because I had to get myself together.
Yeah.
Wait, the box came.
When he showed him the vision for the love, I had the t-shirt, the journal, and the mug. So I let it sit.
Oh, man.
I had it created because I saw it, but I let it sit. Wasn't ready. So I don't know if God knew that shift was gonna happen to prepare me for the next. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it was. Then I had a private screening. They came out. Then they were like, "Oh my gosh, I wasn't invited." I was like, "I could only have a selected few."
Yeah.
At that moment, I realized they love me. Like, my community loved me.
Yeah.
So I said, I gotta keep going. But I had already saw the vision for the whole thing. And I have a branded agency. I'm like, I say this, and this. What do you mean? How do I strategically plan this so I can execute it? Because I'm no longer saying I'm not doing it. I gotta do it.
Right.
I gotta do it because it's not just for me at this point.
Mhm.
I launched I had a brunch. And when I had the brunch, I was introduced to Sail Inside the Mosaic Temple Women's History Month.
Okay.
It was the weekend of Women's History Month when it kicked off. And sold out like in less than 2 weeks. 100 dolls. I call my customers dolls. And that's like, now, wait a minute. They was like, can I come? I was like, there's no room. It was like, so you can't squeeze one more person in? I'm like, I know it seems like I make this stuff up, but there's no more room.
Right.
Went on the news that was already scheduled. So we brought in an extra table, but it was pretty much gone. It was just really no more. With that, I started off with mental health, fitness, finances, beauty. So whatever you're struggling with, we can start now and try to get the help we need in these different categories. With the therapist, she talked about being at 27.2%. And I'm like, some days I'm not 100%, even though I'm smiling, hey, because I love life. I love it. But some days I may be at 27.2, but I operate at 100 on the 27.2. You know what I mean? And I don't think no one can say every day they're 100.
Yeah.
Every day somebody's dealing with something. How to work-life balance, and then whatever issues you have with your children, your spouse, your business, it's a lot of stuff that you have to deal with on a daily basis. But whatever percent you at, get it your all.
Yes.
At that percent.
Yes. And give yourself some grace.
Grace.
Because we are hard on ourselves.
Terrible.
Ooh.
Terrible. Because we want to be the best.
Yes.
And not knowing that we are enough already. I love it. Enough is the best.
Yes.
I'm
gonna put that on my mirror.
Walk in my rules. Enough.
Yeah. So we kicked off the campaign and that went really well. And then I was like, well, I want a day where we could all just get together and have a good time. So these spaces that I'm creating, I want everybody to be free and not necessarily block out your life, but those things that make you feel however you feel. This particular space, I want you to feel free.
Okay.
While you're in this space, kind of shut those things down. And a lot of people say when they come, I wasn't going to come today because this happened. Or I wasn't going to come today because I felt like this. But when I came, I left feeling like this. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So that's why I said those spaces that I'm creating, they're not for me. They're for my clients. My day party. One of my clients was like, I wasn't going to come because I have a disability. I walk on the cane. And she said, I didn't want everybody looking at me.
Yeah.
She said, but when I came, you made me feel good and everybody there was so nice.
Yes.
And so to be in spaces where you can be your authentic self and don't have to be something that you're not
With other women.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's like a huge thing. So in these spaces, people are generally just being themselves, and she said, you greeted everybody. You talked to everybody. I'm like, yeah.
With you talking about your day event, and you tell women to come in and leave those things behind. Once they get in this door, leave those. How are you able to say that to them? Like for me, if I'm thinking about everything I got to do before I get here, and it's probably going to be in my mind while I'm here, how do I shut that off?
Yeah.
How do you get so us to understand?
My host
Okay.
is an amazing woman. My host reels everyone in the space where there's activity going on. They're engaged with it. So you really ain't got time to think about, okay.
Shouts out to the host.
Yes.
Thank you, host.
Tavia Brandon Agency, that is my host. When she stars in the space, we always pray over the space. So we pray over the spaces that we're in. We do affirmations, positive affirmations. So you're not just sitting there like trying to figure out what's next. You in it. We have contests. You give away door prizes. We have the speakers speak. We have fashion shows. We just do different things to keep them engaged. So when you come to an event, you're not just like,
What's your favorite affirmation to say?
my favorite.
I mean, I think I know, but I didn't really.
That's it. I'm more than enough. I am more than enough. Regardless of what life throws you, you're.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's our oil.
Yes.
No, me. But I can give you mine. You never know.
But when you mentioned the spaces that you're creating, and when you mentioned, hey, we have these different activities and the branding, or your MC for the event, how she keeps everybody engaged. When Sandra and I first got our space here, we would hear. No, sorry, let me go back a little bit. So when we first started our business, we would hear from people that say it was something about the space. But we've moved 3 times and people are still saying it. So when you said we pray, you welcome God into the space.
Yeah.
So anybody that comes in that door, they're feeling heavy, their mind is bogged down. He releases them from this to be able to be present and be able to enjoy. And I love that. Yeah, that's awesome. What are some of the events that the Enough campaign has hosted? And are there any upcoming events that we can look forward to?
Yeah, so we hosted a private screening with the Enough campaign. We've hosted a brunch, and it's all Enough campaign presents.
Okay.
We hosted a brunch. We've hosted a day party. We're going to be hosting Matt's and Moscato. That event is already sold out.
Look at that.
It's August the 17th, but that's another event that was a limited space. In October, we will be having a fashion show. With the fashion show, it's going to be kind of like a private location. So once you purchase a ticket, then you'll know where the location would be. But with this fashion show, the difference between this one and normal fashion shows, if you ever inspired to be a model and they said, nope, you wasn't enough.
You're enough. That's what I'm talking about.
On this platform.
Yes.
And I've had people come and say, it's on my bucket list to model,
Yeah.
but no one's ever accepted me on their platform. I said, okay, well, give me your number. I'll see you in October.
I love it.
And it's the everyday mom, the everyday Gigi, the everyday entrepreneur. So it's the everyday woman.
Sound like Tosh.
It's the everyday woman.
That you model through here all the time.
I have to show that bust down. If y'all need somebody to show some bust downs, think about me.
So that's going to conclude the campaign for 2024.
Okay.
And then we'll continue to roll into 2025.
Look at that.
Yeah.
All because God gave you.
Yeah.
He planted a seed and you sat on it.
Sat on it. I sat on it because I wasn't ready. But it said it's time. And it was like a little like, it was.
Yeah.
And no one was there. I'm like, okay. And when I tell people, they be like, so God put you in the bed. And he talks and he talked to you at 2:00. And I'm like, yes. It's like, I'm sorry I'll talk to you. But yes. So, yes.
You never heard God talk? Like, when I get there, I'm like, the Holy Spirit told me, and I can feel that, like, that judgment.
Yeah, I told you. And it was all mapped out. So when I saw it, everything that has happened,
She just say mapped out. It's like a GPS.
it was all mapped out. It was. And so I tell people, like, I feel when it's a vision from God, a true vision from God, He won't steer you wrong. Even though you're afraid to do it, it'll be flawless. And I have yet to have a situation where it was traumatic. You know, it's always been a good experience for myself and my clients.
Yeah.
So it's all Him.
I love that.
And I'm grateful, very thankful to just be able to even let go and follow His word, you know.
So with the being all mapped out and Him giving you this vision, because I would tell you, write the vision, make it plain, run by it, right? Where do you see the Enough campaign going?
So I see it going nationally. I've already seen like Enough Summit. That's on my refrigerator. Now, what it's supposed to entail, I have no idea. But when I see it and I hear it, I just write it down. So I'm summits, trips.
I mean, it's you said it was mapped out.
Yeah.
So that means you're gonna get the
I
rock.
see that. I see all of that. I see all of that.
Because it's needed.
Yeah.
Women want a safe space to go to, be appreciated, socialize, feel welcome.
Yeah.
So you are doing it. Yeah, doing it for the community. And that love needs to be spread across the nation. Sure, it needs to go international.
Yeah,
that would be
great.
I'm about to do the other verse.
You have shared so much with us today about yourself, as well as the Enough campaign and your business. Is there anything else that we should know?
Just to let you guys know, y'all can follow me on social media. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, ma'am. On Facebook, I've already started. I am under Bag It Up Boutique. You can also follow me under my name, which is Tonia Grant, Tonia Grant. I also have a group on Facebook. It's called Bag It Up Boutique Live.
Okay.
So we share that platform together. In that community, we have 8,200 dolls. So I'm looking my goal in my way.
Big up now.
200.
You gotta say it different. I said it different. I had got it from the summit. $100 brought the set.
And for the bougie, 8,200. Look at the impact.
So my goal is to reach 10K dollars by the end of the year. Okay. And that comes from the support from you guys, inviting people into the space. In that space is judge free. So when I do my lives, they be like, Miss Sonia, well, they can't talk. I can't hear them, but they'll say, can you try that on?
Okay.
I said, now, girl, before I knew I was enough, I would have let you see this background. We got try this on.
I love it.
Or, I mean, and it's a space to share. Like, I'd be like, yeah, I think I'm going through many miles. And they'll be like, try this, take this. So everybody is so supportive.
I love it.
And the lives, they can go anywhere from an hour and a half, 3 hours. There's times we've gotten off at 9 p.m. I said, now, wait a minute. And so with that, and people don't see as well, is when I get off the line, I got to send invoices. We got to start preparing shipping. Now, all this before I go to bed. And then my husband, he goes to the post office in the morning. They go like, thank you, Mr. Grant. But it's a lot of hard work on the back end, you know, that people don't see. Some nights, you know, I don't really sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't. Yeah, I look all the time. And then you can also find me on Instagram. That's what y'all ask. Instagram, Bag It Up Boutique _. The website is www.shopbagitup.com.
Okay. And if anybody wanted to get involved with Enough, Tell us the steps on that.
So that's the first. I've been asked if anybody wants to be involved, they can just call me or email me.
Oh, you not gonna put our number out here? Yeah. Oh, you contact? Is that the? Okay. Yeah. Great. I didn't think it was your personal. I'm like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, 501-247-1129 if they want to be involved in a enough campaign. Because like I said, it's new. I see it growing. So it's definitely gonna need some planted seeds in it.
Me hit you with that Mike Jones hoop when you get that number.
Many hands make the work light. And so, so if you're interested and you want to help with the campaign, please get in contact with Miss Grant.
Yes. All right. So we had the scripture of today. And what I really thought about when I read your bio, my favorite book is Isaiah. And when I went through my own teen pregnancy and child trauma thing, whatever case may be, it was Isaiah 61, Isaiah 42 that got me through. And it was don't remember the former things of the past for God to do a new thing. But you hit me with your scripture, which is Isaiah 54. And I was like, oh, let's go. No, like it's 54:17. And it says, no weapon that is formed against you will prosper. And every tongue tongue that accuses you in judgment will be condemned. Now, what I love about Isaiah 54 is the scripture right before that, where he said, I created those that made the weapons, meaning that I have so much control.
Yeah.
And that even if it does form, because these weapons do need to be formed in order for you to move into the direction. Like you said, you built that, you in your bag. I had to go ahead and create a space where you couldn't have anywhere else to jump but here.
Yeah.
And so I love it. I'm like, God, did you really just box me in where I could only go this way? So I just want to tell you that personally, I am so inspired by your story. I'm inspired by sitting here with you. I thank you for sitting here with us. Really, God's been telling me, giving me the spirit of go for the past week. And if you haven't completely confirmed everything he's already shown me, which mine was a year ago, he said, okay, we finna do this. You got to do it this way. And even like the fears that's coming in. So I appreciate you just confirming, hey, Sandra, he's poured enough in you.
Yeah.
So let's go get it. Let's go. Gorilla Club. No.
Again, we want to thank you for coming on here and talking with us and sharing with us about the Enough campaign.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, when Sandra C and I decided to do the podcast, it was literally a way for us to be able to share with others this space of acceptance and having that courage to make the jump.
Yeah.
And so hearing about your campaign and the difference that you're making in the community, how you're making your own life. Can I just tell you?
Hey, y'all, let me tell y'all this.
Okay.
So I told my mom, sister, I said, man, they behaving so they don't even call me. Why ain't you doing me like that? Oh, and she said, sis, you have to create those spaces you want to see. And when she said that, I was like, every time I think about it, you do.
Yes.
Create your own spaces, your own line. And your tribe will come. And they've come.
Yes.
So I love it.
We love you too.
That's like another confirmation.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Don't just real.
It's so. I sat down Wednesday, and I was like, hey, God, what is it? 'Cause I always ask him, what is the word?
Yeah.
Like, what is the word that he's giving me for the day or for the moment? And I literally wrote down ownership. And I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And he was telling me about owning this lane he's put me in.
Yeah.
A couple months ago, he told me, now you got to come from behind the curtain. And I get to move into this space. I'm like, I don't know how to be present. So that's a process. But we can really keep going with this conversation. Because this is so cold to me. Be confirmed.
So today's small business spotlight, we putting it all on you.
Bag it up. Bag it up. That's something. Yes. Talk about back up. Bag it up.
With the Enough campaign, guys, just follow us on Bag It Up Boutique on Facebook. Also, we can be found on Instagram, Bag It Up Boutique _. Our website is www.shopbagitup.com. On those platforms, we'll be showing what we have going on with the Enough campaign. We also show you guys weekly new arrivals that we have, I take a picture and I'm like,
Yeah, I love it.
so
You stand behind your brand.
yeah, you stand behind the brand. So you can follow me on those 2 social media platforms and the website.
Awesome. Well, and we will make sure that we put links to all of her socials as well as her Enough campaign so you guys can check it out. And you know what we didn't do?
I don't think you showed your little style.
I
I mean, but did you really have to show her? Because I mean, babe, I see it.
Yeah.
So what is it? Come on, introduce it.
I want to say it's the braids.
Okay.
I'm feeling very tropical.
Like it's so.
All the way. Little short set. But it's just being around you right now.
Yeah. I'm about to steal that one.
And that's how I want you guys to be.
Yeah.
Enough.
Period. And with it. With the period.
All right.
You already know where you can find us at.
Mm-hmm.
I almost start rapping. You can find me, but that's it. Going down, baby. But anyway, on all our socials, we have the BJEB.
That's all right.
And if you'd like to email us and send us your bust down,
Yeah.
send us your questions, even your prayer requests, or if you want to get in contact with her, you can also email us as well at
thebjeb@gmail.com.
all right. And until next time, you are enough.
That's right. Bye.
Be creative.
Be authentic.
Be beautiful.
Be all the things God has designed you to be.
Don't be apologetic for not allowing others to make you feel like you don't matter.